Doug McCormick, Sweet Group, thank you very much for joining us today. On the subject of the panel session you've just been speaking on, what do you think the management team of the future is going to be looking like?
I hope it looks like the society that we're part of. So I hope it's diverse and inclusive. I hope that the gender balance is much stronger than it is today, but we can't do that overnight. I hope too it represents the different communities that we have, and that we get to a place where our unconscious bias is consciously dealt with by specifically addressing the inclusion and the diversity that we should have. But all of it has to be on merit. So the management team of the future has to be the best people for the job. And so one would never wish to patronise any group by simply having token people round a management table. Apart from anything else, that's a disaster if you're going to run a business. So for me, diverse and inclusive, and there needs to be a plan from where we are now to how we want to get there.
Yes.
And I think that's vitally important. No plan, no progress.
So what do you think makes up that plan? How do we get to that end goal?
Well, I think you need to understand your talent. What talent do you have? There are some very obvious things you can do. So if you have no female staff on your board, but you have female staff who merit a place, create a place. In how you select people going forward, include members of different communities in your selection. Include female colleagues, include colleagues from minority groups, so-called, and begin to look at where you draw your people from. So we hire in our own image, grey-haired middle-aged men like me. Don't do that. Consciously decide not to do that and start to think very carefully and talk to your people about how do we make this more inclusive, more diverse. Because actually the people who work for you in a people industry like ours probably have a better idea than those sat around the top table.
So working together with the Association for Consultancy and Engineering, how do you think us, Sweet Group, the rest of the membership can actually work to overcome all of this? What can we practically do to push that message?
I think that I think employers own this. I don't think this is a government problem. I think government can support and help. I think ACE can support and help. And I think if we had an industry strategy for how we might do that, so that we're not all reinventing the wheel slightly differently in our own organisations, and we had an industry approach to that, then I think that would make a huge difference. And perhaps part of our value system as we join ACE ought to be around how we go about creating a diverse and inclusive workforce and management structure.
Okay, no, that's very good. Final question. I know you've only joined us this morning. How have you found what you've seen so far, and next year will you sort of be keen to come back and do the same again and maybe see a bit more of the conference?
Well, I'm sorry only to have arrived this morning, but sometimes running a business is there are things that take priority. And the thing I'm most sorry about, because I've enjoyed the sessions that I've been at this morning, is there's at least 20 or 30 people in the room that I won't have time to meet, and I want to meet. And the networking opportunity is highly attractive. And together with the interest of the topics and the speakers, that's what will get me back next year.